All right. All right. So I was in the tank thinking about things. I think we're supposed to play this and ponder. Infernal Tutor, Cabal 3. Well, that's just all poop soup. I think we're supposed to shuffle this. Underground Sea. So now are we supposed to go off with goblins? Alright. I think we're supposed to go off with goblins now. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can make 12 goblins, which is probably enough. He has Bob and... yeah, he could just... yeah, I think we're just going to do this. Right in Flame... Lion's Eye Diamond. Apologies for the brief interruption. Thank you for everyone that stuck through. So we're going to make 12 goblins here and hope that's enough. Secta with the brand new sub as well, bringing us to 102 over 100. We'll have to figure out what the next stream goal is going to be in terms of sub. I really appreciate all the new added support. As I've said, I stream because I love it, but the more subs that we have, the more often I'm able to do things like this, because this becomes more work and less play as it makes a little bit of money. So I really appreciate the support, everyone. Thank you very much. So he's able to block with Deathrite and Dark Confidant next turn and eat 2 of the goblins and go to 9. And then he can start gaining life with Deathrite Shaman if he wants. So it's actually going to be kind of a close race, but I think our best chance of winning the game was to go off that turn with goblins. Oh, he's just casting Lingering Souls right off the bat. Or he drew a Knight? Okay, he's just casting Lingering Souls, sure. He could very well have Toxic Deluge in a 75. He definitely had sold. He had sold Dark Confidant when we looked at his stuff. So he's just double blocking here. And then he goes to 9. And then next turn he can flashback Souls plus have Deathrite Shaman up and block 3 and go to 2. Awesome, Sprott. I'm glad to hear that. And we're going to play a bunch of Geeky Chords starting in April. In fact, like I've said a couple times, so I think we're going to schedule at least an 8-hour block to do just a dedicated chord stream once it comes back. And I have a bunch of cards from the new set that I'm excited to try. Actually, hopefully, I will have top 8'd or possibly won an invitational with sweet new Gatewatch or Shadows of Innistrad cards in my Geeky Chord deck by the time it is unbanned on Magic Online. I'm hoping that I'm able to do that. So we'll see. Zombie, I honestly, so let me read you a sentence from my article from this week, Brian. So I'm writing about spoilers this week, and we have the Gitrog monster, and my one of my paragraphs on Gitrog monster is, as far as Modern goes, perhaps this is the final piece in a Life from the Loam powered puzzle that has been keeping that deck solidly as a tier 2 contender. I really think Gitrog might push Loam over the top in Modern. And I'm going to be excited to try that out on stream, definitely. If he has a plow here, he might actually be able to stabilize. He can like block 3 and plow 1. And then if he has plow into another Lingering Souls. It's been a while since I've cast Life from the Loam. No plow? No plow? Sweet. Alright, he's at 2. Man, we just passed the turn. I think Abby... Is that the one that brings back another zombie and it can block, right? I don't know why that zombie can block. Like, none of the cards that have that effect can generally block, and that's weird that that one can. Also, I'd like to say thank you to the 450 people that stuck through the minor connection issue there. I know we had a little bit of a bump, so apologies for that. Oh, Abby's the flip land. So opponent's trying to figure out what his outs are. Howdy, Jim Miles. Welcome to everyone that's just stopping by the stream. It's just been a little while since you stopped by. I repositioned. You can see the doors that used to be directly behind me. I got a new computer and a new computer desk set up, so I'm streaming from a slightly different camera angle. The cast thought seized to see the last card in my hand. Good man. Take a little information with you on the way out. All right, so I think we're supposed to board. And again, people that haven't seen me play this before, this is Bryant Cook's deck list, and you can find my sideboarding guide that I'm using here. And against Maverick, he boards down Duress, down Ponder, and brings in the Void Snare. He said he would bring in Abrupt Decay, so I'm going to bring in, he said without... His sideboarding guide in there is a little bit old because it doesn't have the we don't have Chain of Vapors in the sideboard anymore. We have Hurkyl's Recall to combat the Eldrazi decks and the other decks that have come in. So Massacre we can Burning Wish for. So yeah, so let's bring in the Void Snare just to draw and cut some Ponders. You got 2 Duress and a Ponder, so I'm gonna cut another Ponder. I need one more card to cut here. Maybe I don't want this many Abrupt Decays. Maybe it's just like this many. Don't want to dilute our primary game plan too much. Yeah, I think I like that. So one thing that I always like to mention on here is you will never see me playing any limited Magic on here. There are a lot of people that play a lot of limited Magic. I play a lot of limited Magic on Twitch, and I am just not one of them. The SCG tour that I play on is only Constructed. They only play Standard, Modern, and there are some Legacy Opens still. But I don't have a desire to play limited because I have no reason to play it, basically. This hand's medium but reasonable. We have to kind of guess with the Cabal Therapy. I think there's definitely Thalias in his deck post-board, so we're probably naming Cabal Therapy. There's probably even Thalias in his main deck. It looks like he's playing like Abzan Dead Guy Ale. There are no vintage opens. That is correct. Which is good. I could find power if I needed to at this point, but when I was first starting out, I definitely wouldn't have been able to find power. He took my Brainstorm away. I think I'm playing this naming Thalia. I'm just going to do that. And get Underground Sea here and play this naming Thalia. I would play Modern if you're looking. Well, I guess it really depends on what you're looking to do. Like, Modern's a great format because, in general, it doesn't change a ton. It recently had a very drastic change, and they're going to change it back because R&D messed up. But in general, I think Modern's a generally safe play to get into. But it depends on, like, what people in your local format are playing. So, Thalia, Guardian of Thraben is the card we are naming here. Okay, he doesn't have any of those. And again, this configuration of Storm really doesn't care about Graveyard Hate, which is great. So we don't really care about Scavenging Ooze and Deathrite Shaman. No Thalia is just great for us. If he plays Dark Confidant out here, I'm probably going to Abrupt Decay just to stop his card advantage because we don't want him to draw into more disruption. Yeah, so I'm going to Abrupt Decay this. And now we are looking for a Tutor or a Burning Wish. We have plenty of mana, so we're looking for a card to allow us to get a win condition and kill our opponent. Killing Dark Confidant not only slows him from being able to draw more disruption, but it also keeps our life total high, which again is important because Tess is primarily an ad nauseum deck, so your life total is a really important resource when you're going off. So this is probably like Dark Confidant plus Scavenging Ooze, or sorry, Deathrite plus Scavenging Ooze. And then we don't know the last card in his hand. So, Wish or Tutor. I'm going to probe. I'm going to probe for life. I'll probe for mana. If we draw a blue spell, we get punished here. We draw a load spell. Sure. So the fact that we didn't draw something to allow us to go off means that we're happy we didn't pay life there. He thought it's easier to take. Well, I mean, like, he could have a variety of different things that we could therapy. So, like, there's no guarantee that we're going to hit the right one. He could have had Green Sun Zenith or Godok Teague there as well. He drew Lingering Souls, I assume, is the reason he's making mana here. Either that or he just wants to use this plus do something else. Maybe he drew a 2-drop. Liliana the Veil. Sure, we're going to discard this Chrome Mox. Now we're under pressure and need to draw a Tutor or a Wish ASAP. Well, there's a Wish. All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. So we can Wish for... Should definitely leave that up. Cast this. And then we Wish for... So this takes 2 mana. Casting Dark Petition takes 2 mana. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're short of being able to get Dark Petition. And... man, it's times like this that I just really wish I had... I really wish I had a diminishing returns on the board. So we only have 1, 2... Oh, no, wait. Do we have enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, yeah, we have enough. So we just get red here and hit OK. And then Dark Petition. And then we can Dark Petition for Ad Nauseam. Okay, yeah, I was miscounting my mana. We don't have enough rituals. This deck very rarely goes off with Past in Flames, so we're just going to go ahead and get Dark Petition here, and then basically this allows us to Burning Wish for Ad Nauseam, essentially. Yeah, I miscounted by 1. I thought I was 1 short. I was not 1 short. Oh, there's a giant empty. We need mana. We need mana. There's mana. We haven't played... Have we played a land yet this turn? Not played a land yet, right? This is my 4th turn. Cast Lotus Petal, Dark Wish. So we kill him yet? We can go... We need 1 more mana, right? Chrome Mox, I think, kills him. Now he's super dead. Yeah, I'll just draw till we hit 2. Alright, now, so now we play this, and we cast this, and cast Right in Flame, and cast Right in Flame. And we play Lotus Petal, and crack this for black mana, and cast Dark Ritual, and cast Lion's Eye Diamond, and cast Chrome Mox, and we print the Chrome Mox, and put the probe on there. And we go ahead and we cast Brainstorm because we can, draw some cards, put these cards back. NW Robinson with the resub. I appreciate the continued support. We're well over our goal at this point. I'd like to thank you for your 2-month resubscription. Control key engage. Click on Burning Wish. Crack this for blue. Crack this for green. So it doesn't matter. We got all the manas. I would like to use Burning Wish. I would like to cast Tendrils of Agony, killing you. Storm is super dead. Scale of 1 to super dead. Yeah. And if we had Grape Shot in the sideboard still, we would have cast Grape Shot at this point because we can. GG's Dan. So this is he's that buddy of mine. I always bullshit with him at events, and he's a really good guy. This right now is not a 12-hour stream. I have to wake up with my children in the morning. I will post on Twitter when the 12-hour stream is going to occur. I'm not sure when exactly that's going to be. So if you don't follow me on Twitter or Facebook, you can follow on there, and I will definitely be posting when we are going live with that. So we're going to go swap back over to some Pauper. We're just rotating with Pauper and Legacy tonight because the votes were very, very close between the two. So this is the Pauper deck we've been playing with. What am I? Am I 3? We're 3-1 in both of the leagues right now. Sweet. So a chance to actually make some money in these, which would be great. Backrat with the follow. I appreciate the support. Welcome to the stream. Thank you. If you're enjoying the constructed content you see here, we play constructed Magic and constructed Hex, never limited of any sort. So if you're enjoying that, I would appreciate it if you use the follow or sub buttons below the stream. Those are the best way you can show your support for my content here. They have fixed Superion in today's build, however. Wall of Roots is still bugged. Hopefully, Wall of Roots is fixed by next month when we want to play with that. So I did just run an advertisement, so I'm going to give folks a second to finish the advertisement before we queue up the Pauper match. I have a few people ask about that. I run advertisements once or twice per hour in between matches on the stream. If that bothers you, I apologize. But again, collect some Twitch minis. Try and make this as much of a job as it can be. Because the more money I'm able to make from here, the less time I have to spend doing other things, which is great. The wall bug right now is that you have to float mana with wall. You can't activate its ability while you are casting a spell, which means if wall has 1 toughness, you cannot make 2 mana towards a convoke spell such as Chord of Calling with it. We are playing blue-black Teachings Control. It is essentially a do-nothing control deck. So it's a blast. You just kill all their things, counter their spells, and draw cards. And this is literally the deck's win condition. You pay 7 mana and you deal 2 damage to everything and it comes back to your hand, and it's just a beautiful thing, really. It did in fact break well over a month ago. It's been broken for a while, to say the least. Sprawn, I'm not sure. I haven't actually fully looked through all of the spoilers yet. I've got a spoiler article that actually I have to finish after this stream, so I'm not sure. We're probably just going to finish this league and then finish the Legacy League and then call it a night, so this match plus one more. And I have to finish my article that was technically due at like 6 o'clock-ish, so I need to get around to that. So, Zach, if you're watching, apologies. I'm going to play Dimmer Guildgate now because that means next turn we have Counterspell or Teachings up depending on what he does. It means we can't cast Exclude this turn, but that's fine. I'm not sure offhand which card I would change for the Blood Moon. Look at some of the other lists online. There's a lot of different decks. And we got punished here, so I just assumed he was going to have to crack the map this turn, but silly me, the Tron player always has it, and he got to cast a Muldrifter as a value card this turn. I am going to go ahead and spend a Disfigure on the Muldrifter right now just to get it off the board. One thing that's kind of sweet is this is only my second time playing against the Tron deck, but the Tron decks in Pauper don't have the inevitability that the Tron decks in Modern have for people that have never played Pauper before. So the control deck can actually just run Tron out of threats, and it's the most beautiful thing. It like literally, it almost literally brings a tear to my eye being able to run the Tron deck out of threats as the control deck. It's so wonderful. It just makes you all warm and fuzzy on the inside. Seagate Oracle. Yeah, I'm just going to exclude this just to, like, draw a card here. I guess if he plays another Muldrifter, I'll be kind of sad, but, like, I really don't care about any of the other creatures he could play right now. And this is probably a Fangren Marauder, which is a 5/5 that gains him life. And again, we just don't care about a big dumb 5/5. Land. Oh, that's so good. It's so good. So good. Boo doo 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 doo. So he's going to crack us for 5, but again, we don't care. We're a control deck. Our life total is a resource. One thing we have to be conscious of when playing against this deck is that they play a copy of Rolling Thunder, which is literally Fireball with X being able to be divided up. So once they get to a certain amount of mana, we do have to keep counterspells back to beat Rolling Thunder, but other than that, we can just counterspell whatever we want. Windows is trying to save you from yourself. Will Tron Eldrazi be a problem? I mean, Tron Eldrazi will probably just be like an acceptable power level thing that goes off. That occurs in Modern. I just don't care about Expedition Map. Yeah, man, gain your life. Oh no, he has 25 life. How will we ever win? The reason why we didn't kill it is because it would require tapping Dimir Aqueduct and putting Counterspell down. And now, at the end step, I'm just going to go ahead and use Mystical Teachings here instead of killing it, because then we can kill it on our next turn, on the next turn cycle. Yeah, man, you do you. You got Muldrifter. So this card returns a random, so this is their value land instead of Ayavugan. It returns a random creature from their graveyard to their hand. So we're going to grab our second copy of Exclude, which counters a creature and draws a card, just like super value. Marauders is GG for Affinity, and Tron's a very good deck. It's considered one of, I think Tron is considered one of the better decks in Pauper, but I think this Teachings deck has a good matchup against it, having seen how the games kind of play out. Probably. I mean, if they only ban one of the lands, there will definitely still be Eldrazi decks in the format. Heck, if they ban both of the lands, there might still be reasonable Eldrazi decks in the format. This deck's only playing 24 lands. Like, this deck does not have a high land count for a control deck. That being said, like, we've got plenty of answers in our hands, so like, we're not in a terrible spot right now. So we got just under 500 people hanging out tonight. I'd like to thank you for choosing to spend your time here. I know there's a lot of different things you could be doing on a Wednesday evening, a lot of different streamers you could be watching, and I just say thank you for choosing to spend your time here. Crypt Incursion, that's pretty sweet. So that means when he cracks this Hunted Fengraf, which I assume he's doing at end step here, we're going to Crypt Incursion him and get rid of all of the creatures out of his graveyard. We won't be able to hold Exclude up, but we will still have Counterspell up, so that's fine. Didn't crack it. Okay. I remembered the day. You're right. I was saying earlier, I don't. In fact, I just checked the calendar and see what we got going on here. What day is it? You mean Thursday morning? And it's only 9:30 here, and everyone knows that the time in the U.S. is the most correct time. Hashtag America. Our win con is literally annoying our opponent to death. Well, in actuality, the win con is this Avenkar's Justice. We can deal 2 damage to each creature and each player. And he's casting Rolling Thunder here for infinite, I assume, is what this is. He just got a couple of Rolling Thunders. So we're going to counterspell this first one. Good old US of A. Rolling Thunder. All right. Well, he didn't spend one of his mana, so we're going to counterspell this. That would be half of our life total. And I think I'm just going to Crypt Incursion here just to use our mana efficiently. It's not going to get his Haunted Fengraf, but we're kind of choked on mana and have a lot of spells. So I want to just like use that while I can. Land would be great because it lets us Teachings. That's a fantastic land. So we get to go ahead and tap this and play Aqueduct and return Swamp to our hand. I don't really want to do anything with that. No. Rolling Thunder was a common. Don't care about Fangren Marauder. That's fine. We're saving the Exclude for the... he has a Muldrifter in his hand that we know about. He returned it with a Hunted Fengraf earlier. We're just going to Doomblade this. Yeah, Chromatic Sphere, man. You do you. It's fine. So if he just passes the turn here without playing the... If he plays the Muldrifter, we're excluding it. If he passes the turn, we're going to Mystical Teachings for a counterspell. I like an Ancestral Visions unban. I don't like a Stoneforge Mystic unban. Stoneforge Mystic very easily slots into every deck playing Plains, and then all of a sudden, every deck with access to Plains starts with 4 Stoneforge Mystic, a Batter Skull, and 2 to 3 swords. And it reduces diversity in the format by basically dictating that all of these decks play these cards. So again, we're going to use our life total as a bit of a resource here. We're going to go ahead and take the hit from the Fangren Marauder, because we can Teachings plus Counterspell this turn. And then if he doesn't play something out that we need to Counterspell, we'll end step Doomblade this plus play Mystical Teachings. Another Fangren Marauder. I don't think I care about that, so yeah, that's fine. He's getting back Muldrifter, sure. And this one we do care about counterspelling because it draws him 2 cards. I played the wrong land this turn. I should have played the Dimir Guildgate tapped instead of the Swamp, because the Swamp we were never going to use 7 mana this turn, and we kind of wish we had access to 8 mana next turn. We definitely wish we had. Peace, MilliTK. Thanks for the support as always. Have a good night. So I think we need to Compulsive Research here. It doesn't feel great. I think that's what we need to do. Discard a land. We're going to discard a Guildgate. We're going to go ahead and play this, and then tap this, and Chainer's Edict our opponent. Does he have enough mana to kill us with a Fireball? He's got 9, 10... 16, so we can only do... If he has Tron Piece Fireball, he can kill us, I think. So we're actually going to... Yeah, I'm just going to Doomblade this now. So we need to dodge Fireball for a turn here. I don't think restricted lists are good in non-vintage formats because they're confusing to new players. Yeah, and he has another Fireball in his hand. So are we just dead here? No, we're going to 1? We're going to 1 or 2? We're going to 2. Yeah, we're going to 2 here. All right. We've got 2 mystical teachings in the bin, so we've got that going for us. And he's only got 1. We got 2 teachings in the bin, and he only has 1 card in his hand. So we're getting Rolling Thunder down to 2, which is fine. We have pristine talismans in our deck, so. We have counter next turn. We have two mystical teachings in the graveyard. Hunted Vengraph, and again, if he gets... we're going to flash this back and counterspell. We're going to, like, bolt it in response here? He's just Vengraphing in response. Sure, what does he get? He gets Fangren Marauder. Don't care about that card. So we're going to get... Counterspell to protect ourselves from another Fireball. Chainer's Edict's not bad. We can flash back. This is a sorcery, right? Yeah, card would be nuts as an instant. This next teachings is going to teachings for teachings, I think. Actually, this teachings is probably going to... Yeah, I think I'm going to get an AK with this one. Accumulate knowledge and just, like, try and find more... I don't like teachings for teachings, especially when we're down to 1. So let's just go ahead and cycle, because once we find the second accumulate knowledge, things really get rolling. Radiant Fountain, sure. Get a little bit of a life total buffer. We have a Chainer's Edict in the bin as well, so I feel like the game is effectively locked up unless he's on 4 Rolling Thunder at this point, but we just have to actually, like, finish it out. Our opponent has lost the game, but it's going to take us a little while to actually kill him, is basically what... The game is over, but it's not over yet, so. Peace, Shazdoom. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate the support. Have a good night. And I don't know why he's not just playing his threat out. He's going to have to grind through. Like, you'd be happy if Fangren ate a counterspell, right? In other words, this is a control deck. Yep, and most important thing here, our opponent is down on clock right now. So that's the most important thing to note here. Is he's down almost 4 minutes. Yeah, man, you got Ancient Stirrings. I don't think we need to teachings for teachings. I think we have plenty of answers in our hand, and we're just looking to draw Master Cards. Like, really, I would like to find Curse of the Bloody Tome or Pristine Talisman, so we can start gaining life or start winning the game. I think we have more than enough answers in our hand right now. You finally play your Fangren Marauder out? Yeah, man. I think I'm just going to let him draw cards here because we have to save this counterspell for a Fireball. Dead to 2 Fireballs. Sure, I don't think they usually play 4 Fireballs, though. And I could be wrong on that, but I don't think they usually play 4 Fireballs. Prohibit only counters 4 or less. We can't prohibit Muldrifter. It costs 5. I guess I'm going to prohibit this. Because there probably aren't much better things. I guess it's like Seagate Oracle is the only thing that's better, but we'll just do this on Stirring. Or I could have done like a Prophetic Prism. We're talking about Rolling Thunder, which he domed us with for 14 at one point. He has Firebolt in his deck. God bless America. I'm glad I kept the counterspell in my hand. Okay, now I wish I would have teachings for teachings since we bricked off this much. Well, we're dead to a second Firebolt at this point. That's unfortunate. So we can counterspell this flashback firebolt, but if he has another one or another rolling thunder, we are dead. Which, you know, we did our best. Yeah, man, you got Ulabog's Crusher. That card doesn't do anything. Another card doesn't do anything. Sure, Chromatic Star. Any merit to bouncing our Radiant Fountain? Ooh, bouncing the Radiant Fountain's really good. I like that a lot. I didn't even think of that. Thank you. Now we can save this counterspell for something like a Rolling Thunder. Thank you, chat. I appreciate you. So we have 4, 5, 6. We have how much mana here? 6, 7, 8, 13. So I can flash back this Chainer's Edict and still have Counterspell and Capsize up. I should have tapped the Aqueducts. That was a mistake, but we'll survive. God bless chat. They probably won us this game. Muldrifter. I'm gonna let this resolve. That's a little bit scarier. Map is fine. Capsizes Drifter. I think we're capsizing Seagate Oracle. Yeah, we're going to capsize Seagate Oracle. And then on my turn, we're going to Avenkar's Justice plus play Dismal Backwater going to 3. And then Edict the Ulamog Crushers off the table. So we're going to bounce this idiot. Millingham is definitely the win condition, FYI. So this puts us not dead to Firebolt after we cast Justice. So we cast Justice. We cast Chainer's Edict, target you. I think, unless he has a... I don't think there's a chance... I guess letting him find another Rolling Thunder is bad. Actually, letting him find another Firebolt would be bad. Yeah, we go to... Oh, I guess if he finds another Firebolt, we're dead here. Damn it, he found another Firebolt. Alright. Alright. Firebolt got us. We're not going to survive at 1. Dang it. Dang it! Dang it! Dang it, Bobby. Alright, what am I doing here? Tragic Slip's not good. Disfigure's not good. Justice is not good. That game was definitely winnable, and I definitely made mistakes. I completely agree. I definitely made more than a couple mistakes that game. Gotta bring one more card in. Steel Sabotage is maybe fine. Think we're going to bring in a Steel... Maybe one Disfigure is fine, or one Justice is fine, because it's technically a win condition. Yeah, we'll leave one Justice in as a win condition. Although we're probably just, like, always milling him out. Muldrifter and Fish are good. I guess I could see Fish being okay. I guess Muldrifter trades with his Muldrifter. Is the line. Let's do this. I'm not sure I'm sold on Fish. They don't bring in that many counterspells usually. They usually have very, very few counterspells on their board. I'm going to try this configuration. And our goal is to just not lose this game because our opponent's down 4 minutes in the clock right now. So if we win this game, he probably can't win in 3. So that's the plan. The plan is win or don't lose this game and then beat him in the 3rd on the clock even. I don't think Duress is that good. Usually they don't have any counterspells on the board. And one of the reasons I think I've really been enjoying this deck is just because of games like what that last one was. Like, I had a lot of choices I made that game, and I'm sure a bunch of them weren't correct. I think I'm supposed to play the Lonely Sandbar out next turn as opposed to cycling it. I don't think you're going to keep them off of colored mana with a Duress. I think that seems really ambitious. I should have played this last turn, so I could have held up Deprive this turn. Yeah, I want to hold up Teachings for the following turn, but this sequence was incorrect. It is okay to have a 70 card deck. You have to have more than 60 and less than 15 or less in your sideboard. I don't know what Pauper Acid Trip is. Kill your cantrip. Things that don't feel great but are necessary. Pristine Talisman is not a bad one, so we're probably casting Teachings at his end step here. Awesome, Matt. And the gameplay is not... The gameplay is reasonable. Like, it's easy to pick up when you're coming for Magic, right? Earth Rift. Right. That's something they do to us. Do I care about this? I think I just want to get Exclude next. I just want to get Exclude. Just be mana efficient. Let him take my land away. Draw a land? Nope. And that might have been greedy, but yeah. He might just flash. If he flashbacks the Earth Rift here, we will deprive that, but yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and deprive this. We have one Curse of the Bloody Tome. And the fairly standard one Curse of the Bloody Tome. If we would have had it earlier last game, we definitely would have milled him out. Do I counter a Fangren Marauder? I think I do just because I need to draw lands. We have removal spells, but we really need to draw lands. And like holding this Exclude up, he has Dispel. Great. Great. Pyroblast? Yes, Pyroblast, sure. I don't really care about that, I don't think. So Exclude was going to eat that at some point anyways. We do need to draw an untapped Black Source next turn. Untapped Blue Source would still be okay because we can play Pristine Talisman at least, but we're going to take a hit from Big Daddy Fagrin. Untapped land. Untapped land. He drew both his sideboarded Earth Rifts. We're so dead. He's getting cast the other one this turn too? Oh, he is. He is. We're getting Earth Rifted again. This feels so bad. This feels so bad. Well, both teams tried hard. A lot of the lists I looked at were only playing 2, but I believe you if you say they play 3 on average. Concede to Crusher. Another Fangren. Alright, not dead yet. Shouldn't, and then this all comes back to, like, you could say we got really unlucky to lose this game, and, like, we got a little bit unfortunate, like, stumbling on land and him hitting double Earth Rift, but, like, the reality of this game and this match was just, like, I shouldn't have punted game 1. We had a lot, there weren't really many decisions I could have made differently in this particular game, but if I wouldn't have punted the first game of the match, there were a lot of decisions that I could have made differently to win the first game. We would have gotten a third game out of it, so... Now we are just GG's opponent. And we 3-2'd this league. Like, we've 3-2'd, I think this is the third league we've 3-2'd with the Teachings deck. So we're going to go ahead and play out our last match of the Legacy League. Hopefully we can 4-1 that one with Tess. And then we're going to call it a night. So I'd like to say thank you to everyone for your support. And we're going to play one more and then wrap it up. Yeah, there was a lot going on in that last, and I'd have to go back and watch the replay. I think our sequencing mistake started a little bit earlier than, like, the last turn of the game. Like, our decisions were kind of confirmed, but, like, I think the decisions that I made wrong happened earlier than, like, the very last turn of the game. Give us like one more fair deck. We can just crush them with our storm. Waiting for there it is. Queued up. That hand's pretty medium. I've got a bunch of mana. 2 LEDs probably makes it a keep. Yeah, I guess I'll keep this. I'd be happier if one of these was a cantrip, and if one of these was like a ritual, or if one of these was like a Burning Wish or a Tutor, it would just be perfect, but I think we're just going to go ahead and keep this, like, play Delta pass. Turn 1 Thoughtseize. I think it's medium against Thoughtseize. We got 2 LEDs. Takes my therapy away. Okay. Well, I hope we draw a Tutor and kill you. Rats. We're just the unluckiest. So Wish or Tutor, and if we draw Wish or Tutor, Andy doesn't have Force. He has a Delta, so maybe he has Force. I mean, like what? This hand just needs a Brainstorm, a Ponder, a Tutor. Like there's like 16 cards in our deck that make this hand really good. Opponent's likely playing Shardless Bug. I think we have enough mana in play that I'm just going to go ahead. I guess this punishes us if we draw Brainstorm. So he has Force blue card. And your Ponder. All right. Remember, our life total is really valuable with this deck because it's how we go off with... oh, we're shuffling that. It's how we go off with Ad Nauseam. Draw another Ponder. We're looking for discard spell plus Wish and Tutor. And again, none of these do those things. We're going to shuffle. Another Ponder for next turn. All right. Oh, shoot. We saw a Wasteland. He gets to waste us off of red mana. That's not good for us. So that adds another thing we have to get. So I shouldn't have cracked that fetch to Ponder again because he can Wasteland us off the Volcanic Island, and we needed that. So he's going to Wasteland our Volk here, and then that's bad for us. Now, if he doesn't Wasteland the Volk, if he drew a him, that would be bad. Maybe he just plays like Shardless Agent. Yeah, we didn't have another Volcanic Island in the deck, and I wanted to cantrip that turn, which was a mistake. I should have saved the Ponder for the following turn. It's technically a red source. That darn Force. So I guess we're keeping these. We need a discard spell to be able to win the game. Night Max Blaster. So Pikachu on screen there. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate the support. So we got a Brainstorm on top of the deck, so we're going to Brainstorm and draw Burning Wish plus 2 mystery cards. If one of those mystery cards is a Duress or a Cabal Therapy, we should be able to kill our opponent next turn. Hopefully this Shardless Agent doesn't spin the wheel into a Him or a Thoughtseize. Him's actually worse for us than Thoughtseize at this point. We just want a critical mass of cards. Hopefully just hit something stupid like a Deathrite Shaman. Or Brainstorm, sure. so hopefully there is a discard spell in the next 2 cards under Burning Wish. It's not great. So I guess we'll put back right Chrome Mox, play out a land past the turn. So we're not in a good spot. Opponent has a fairly reasonable clock out. I don't know yet, Dead Presidents. I just know that that's the card I'm starting with Brewing in Standard. I don't know if it's gonna be good, but that's where I'm starting. There's nothing left in our deck for this to get, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we have 4, and 1 got wastelanded, so yeah. So we have next turn to draw a discard spell or a cantrip into a discard spell, or we're dead. I think on average the Shardless Book matchup favors. Or are we dead now? 1, 6, 7, 8. You can put us to 2 here. And then that means we can't go off with. Means we can't go off with Ad Nauseam. The Trine player did beat us 2 out. All right. Well, so you're saying there's a chance. Night, Ian. Thanks for hanging out. Force pitching ancestor. Okay, so he must have another force and another blue card. But we're dead on board, so we're going for it. And if he has another force, we can't beat it. But you don't play Storm to not go for it here. Alright, crack this for red mana. Crack this for. Crack this for blue mana. Maybe we try and go off with Past in Flames here. I think I'm going to crack this. If we don't have enough Storm to kill him, we can go off with Past in Flames. He doesn't have another force. He probably just has another. Yeah, he just has another force. So, like, that's why he. Yeah, so opponent had it all. But, I think the out there is get Past in Flames and then cast Dark Ritual and then try and cantrip into another. So, like, the first one. Yeah. Alright, so Shardless Bug on Bryant Cooks. Again, Shardless Bug. I'm supposed to add the Bayou and cut the empty. I think I'm going to bring in the Thoughtseize instead. I think I'd rather have another discard spell. Like, he saw a lot of cards. Like, but again, we were dead on boards. Like, you have to go for it there. And we were fortunate to have drawn the Cabal Therapy. Dark Petition into Burning Wish into Tendrils. Maybe we'd have sat there and counted. We'd have sat there and counted our mana had the Burning Wish resolved, but the Burning Wish didn't resolve, so we didn't have to go through and count the mana. And I wasn't counting Storm. It's possible Storm was going to be lethal as it was, so. Pulse and Marasa is definitely good with the Toad. They're not wrong. All hail Hypnotoad. This hand is awful. This hand's medium. I don't think I want another land. Probing. Opponent kept 7, so that's probably not good for us. Force him. Click. He's got a lot of good cards here. Nile Spellbomb. Again, Graveyard Hate really doesn't matter against us. For the most part, we very rarely go off with Pest and Flames. Do I want to duress here? I think I want to duress here. I guess I could wait a turn. I'm going to probe one more time, see what we see. See what we draw with our card. Infernal Tutor. Alright, well now I think I want to duress. So next turn, let's assume we draw a card. We draw a Mana Source or card that goes into Chrome Mox. We'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana only. That's not promising. If we draw LED, we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if we draw... Alright, well I guess I'm going to do this and take away his force and hope to find... hope to hit LED next turn. If we draw LED next turn, we can kill him. Otherwise, we're going to be short mana. I guess we could draw Dark Ritual too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we're short 1 on Dark Ritual. Because accumulated knowledge is wonderful. Oh, don't tell me you drew a Thoughtseize. Oh, he's going to suspend visions. Never mind. Or play now, Spellbomb. I don't care about either of those. Getting him next turn is going to suck, though. You have to slog through that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, we just have to just suck it up and get himmed. That's miserable. Hopefully he doesn't hit Wish Tutor. If we had 1 more mana, we'd go off with goblins, but we don't, so we're not. Getting him after we mulligan feels real miserable. Alright, well that was ideal. We wanted him to hit Chrome Mox. LED? LED? Another Tutor. So his hand right now is Click, Spellbomb, 2 cards we don't know. I think I'm going to Tutor for Dark Ritual. That nets us a mana. And then if we draw a mana next turn, we can Tutor for... Oh, if he plays a land, he can click us in response to the rituals. You just draw another hammer or discard spell. That would be really bad. Yep, so this punishes using the Tutor aggressively. The click was going to punish that too, though, so it really didn't matter. Just too much disruption this game. I mean, I guess he doesn't have... the click's going to be a clock. I would say he doesn't have a clock, but the click's going to end up being a clock. He's going to gas back up with the visions here in a second, so... I guess if we hit Infernal Tutor... Alright. GG's opponent. This game's not over, but it's basically over. Yep. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. Again, appreciate everyone hanging out. I'm going to go ahead and find someone great to host.